Yeah. You guys ready to get into this topic?
Yes.
It's kind of juicy. Well, hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to LIB Generation New. I'm your host, Daisy, and these are my beautiful cast members. Introduce yourself, please.
Hello, my name is Shokan.
I'm Yade.
I'm Belitia.
So, today we are going to talk about women being submissive in the Liberian community. And as you all know, way back we have a lot of women that was, staying at home. Their job was to be in the home and not to be going to work or anything else or going to school. So today's topic going to focus on women being submissive in the home and what is submission for women, and our Liberian women being submissive in America. And so the first question to you guys is, what is your definition of submission?
I'll say kind of, being humble. Definitely, listening to your partner. And then I guess submission can include a couple of things, but it's definitely being, listening.
I think submission is more just having respect for your partner.
I think submission is like a made up way of, and culturally, like generationally, like people did or women were taught to be in order for in order for the culture to be able to progress, so everybody can work as one as a community. But I think now it's more so outdated.
So question number one would be, should successful Liberian American women be submissive in a relationship? And this, to just elaborate on that, this will be Liberian women in America. We know that we work, we bring in, the groceries as well. It's not just the men that go to work and come home and give you the money to go to the market and buy stuff. We go to school, we educate ourselves, we take care of the kids. So do you think successful Liberian women be submissive in a relationship while it's in America?
I believe so because, in order for you to have a strong relationship, you have to respect each other, and you're gonna have a strong relationship, a strong family. It's just, I feel like it's common, like a manners that you should have in general towards your partner, towards anybody.
Kind of like, yeah, I agree. Definitely agree with what you said. And definitely because it is a lot of listening, and you said partnership.
So I'm sorry. So let me explain this question. Being that most of us in this chair, on this table, went to school, right? We educate ourselves. We have college degree. Do we see ourselves being submissive, knowing that we are educated? By versa, like you see, for the most of the time, Liberian women in Liberia, they are mostly submissive because they have their own market or whatever, how you call it. They have their own businesses. So they come home, they cook, they clean, they take care of the kids. So being that you have to do a 9 to 5, you have to go to school and educate yourself. And the man bringing in the income as well, and you bringing the income. Is it okay that we still be submissive as the way we were back home?
Again, it depends on your definition of being submissive to whoever it is. But I believe, both parties should share, whatever the chore is, whether it's cooking or cleaning or bringing in the income. No matter what you make, both parties should share the responsibility. So not only the women, the woman being submissive to the husband or the partner, but yeah, you should share the
So
responsibility.
the responsibilities should be shared and not
Yeah.
just be on one person.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like what you're saying, definitely, because you're saying educated, going out, doing this 9 to 5 thing, and then
Right.
coming home. I definitely think that the act of submission then kind of looks different, where it's harder to come home every day and do all those tasks that were maybe done before if I were to be able to stay home.
I think no, because like in America, most people did come to America from Liberia. Let's say they came to escape from war or whatever. So they came to like basically America, for there's just freedom and things like that. So as you stated before, you have a new lifestyle. You're working and going to school. So for instance, you have the choice of meeting and being with a partner that meets your new lifestyle, which would be if you had to put work and things in school in the forefront, those things are not. Other things like cooking and cleaning, those things you can work around, but they're not necessarily your forefront. They're not who you are as a person. So I think necessarily no, you're not submissive, but for instance, you'll find a partner that will work with you. If you can't, in the meantime, you just be by yourself. So that you have an option now rather than back home.
Right. So to add on to what you guys say, it's pretty much it's understandable because at the end of the day, we are women. We're trying to grow. We're not in the back no more. We're in the front. We also being the head and not just the tail. We're being everything. And we have, women out here that's doing it, taking care of the home and doing everything else. So, like you said, it depends what your definition of being submissive is. Because sometimes being a submissive woman could mean so many things. You could be submissive while you're in a relationship, depending on that. Or the man bringing half, you bring in half and you guys work together, that's still being submissive. Because at the end of the day, you guys both, and it could be the other way around. The man is the head, he come home from work, you stay home, do the cleaning, the cooking, take care of the kids, that's also means being submissive. So that's understandable. And then the next question will be, is Liberian American women submissive? Meaning, Liberian American women, we're in America. We have seen that women that come from Liberia, the way they used to live is different from the way they are living here. So this question is particularly talking about Liberian American women. If you've been to Liberia, if you was born in Liberia and you was raised in a home, you see that your mom was submissive in her home, or maybe your girlfriend was submissive to her relationship. Because while her boyfriend will go out there and get stuff, or your daddy will go out there and work and bring in the money, and your mom will stay home and cook and clean. But versus a Liberian woman here in America, do a 9 to 5, come home. Can she still clean? Can she still cook? Can she still pick up the kids? Can she still wash her husband's clothes? Can she still cook for her boyfriend? Can she still do that in this country where you got people eating in a car and going to work? Can she clean and be submissive to her husband, to her boyfriend?
It's kind of hard to do that, in America, because you can do it 100%. Let me put it that way. Again, that's where partnership coming. But yeah, I agree with you. Liberian women in America, I would say majority of them,
They cannot be.
they can't, because America is just a fast-paced country. There's a lot going on with everybody, so there's no way to do that. And then women advancing and making more money, they feel like they can handle themselves independently than just listening to the guy. First of all, I'm not gonna bring my money home and listen to the man to tell me what to do with it.
Okay. Hello.
So I feel like there's less maybe submission.
Mm-hmm.
They feel more independent, go-getters. They can do it on their own. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it is hard. And then also, but I go back to I guess even what it says in the Bible about how, the men are the head of the household, and then listening or kind of submitting to the men in that way. I think that's with it looking different. We can still kind of listen and he can still be the head of the household.
Right.
But certain things like the duties, I guess,
Right.
it's hard. It's hard when you work.
Right.
all day.
So you're trying to say that when it comes to duty in the home, it should be shared. It shouldn't just be focused on the woman, because the fact that women are, developing new avenues for a better living. They shouldn't just be home, taking care of the home. They are working, they are putting food on the table, and women are single mothers out here. They are being mother and father to these kids. And they also are, can be submissive that, in their own right and, in their own way. So at the end of the day, girl, we killing it. Black girl rock. Anyway. So I understand that. And what do you think?
I think it's a great opportunity for women to have Liberian women to have an option, to pick and choose what they would like to deal with and who they would like to deal with. And then, like, for instance, like a toxic relationship is that keep on supporting it because they want to please their family, their church, or whatever the case may be. It's like, for instance, their happiness come first. Like, even my mom, I see my mom in her life, she chose her happiness first, and that's a big, things, her health. So it goes, not from today, it goes for a lifelong, because it can change your health. You don't want to die from heart attack, you don't want to die from different things, for being stressed over what other people think and what other people do, what they'll say about you. Rather, you live your life freely.
You have to be submissive. Right?
Well, you have to be submissive, that's true.
Right. So you just have to live your life and follow your own rules.
Also,
in America versus in Liberia.
It also set a standard for if you have any females or children that you're raising, you set a standard for them to show, for instance, what it means to be independent, not just to say it, but what to be an independent person.
But then what are we teaching our youth? When it comes to being submissive, what can we tell the upcoming generation? Because these days we have the kids that are coming up, they don't want to cook. They want to get their nails done. They don't want to cook. They want to do their hair. They want to wear 30 inches extension that's coming all the way to their toes. So at the end of the day, if we don't teach, do you think we can still tie into being educated but still being submissive in some type of way that will not take the youth away from the kitchen?
Yeah, I definitely think
Out from the home, the responsibility as a woman.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing to be submissive, especially if you're looking at it as the man is the head of the household. I trust my husband. I trust that he cares for our family and he's gonna only lead us in the best direction. So I guess it's just for me. I guess it would look like a conversation before we get married. What would our duties be, and like what does that look like? How do you help out in our partnership?
Knowing that we're in a new generation,
and
knowing the fact that the world is not the same anymore as it was back then.
Yeah.
Some of us agree that, it is hard for Liberian American women to be submissive in America, and it is hard to come from doing a 9 to 5 and still pick up the pieces after the man. Liberia is different from America. So basically, we cannot do both. We can try to work with our partners in a relationship, but we cannot continue to be submissive in the relationship all the time. It has to be a 50-50, knowing that, you guys got to work with us and we got to work with you. But then the next question here is, guys, who should a woman be submissive to? We talk about everything. We talk about, successful woman being submissive. We talk about what does submissive mean. Now the question is, who should a woman be submissive to? Should she be submissive to herself? If you're looking at submission, can she be submissive to her household, her job? Because some women are submissive to that job. They got women that work and everything is, paying on bills and taking care of that responsibility. That's being submissive. It don't have to be being married, being in a relationship. Being submissive comes with so much more. So much more. So who can a woman, a Liberian American woman, or a Liberian woman in our Liberian community, we know ourselves. Who can we be submissive to? How can we see this?
I think the most important part is, for instance, for a Liberian woman, in my opinion, will be like to be submissive to herself. Is once you meet the needs of yourself, then you better fulfill the needs as a family member, as a mother, as employee, and things like that. For instance, then you can get your priorities straight. And you can know, for instance, when you pour too much into something else before you get poured to. When you pour too much into a situation that you shouldn't be pouring into, and want to stop and want to hold back. So that, for instance, you be an efficient person overall. So that can meet all different standards all straight across the board. What do you think, Yardie?
I might have to agree with you because you have to first of all understand that how to be submissive to yourself before you become that to another person, right? Being that things are changing, especially in the US, we have to there's a lot going on, so we have to first of all juggle a lot of things.
Right.
So learning how to deal with yourself first, and then
What does a woman require? Now we have talked about, what does a woman require to be submissive? What I don't want to go too deep into this, but this gonna be a little bit tough. What does a woman require? Is there any requirement of being submissive, lady? As not really in the Liberian community, is there any requirement? Like when you know what? This question is touching my heart. It's really touching my heart. What does a woman? This question. What does a woman require to be submissive? What it takes for a woman to be submissive?
love.
Yeah.
Love can make you be submissive. You're right. Love can make you do a lot of things.
Trust.
A lot of things love can make you do.
Yeah. Trust. Yeah, because
Definitely trust.
I gotta trust that I can follow you.
Because if I don't trust a man, you're not seeing him being submissive. It's not happening. And, gentlemen, do you think, well, we talk about women, being that you're a man on this platform, right? What do we require? Because it's not just female, even though the conversation and the question are based on female, because we know that, I'll come to you later, we know that when we were brought up in a home, our mother was doing the job. So that's why this question is basically on female and on women, Liberian women. But also we have men that play part in the life of family, that being a mother and a wife. So what do you think when it comes to being submissive? Do you think, what does it require for a woman to be submissive or a man to be submissive? In a relationship, in a marriage,
I think, of course, the core value would be love. But hopefully, in the ideal world, the whole core value would be love. But I think more so it would be somebody who is competent mentally, emotionally, who is able to lead the family, or able to, if his financial wise, a financial crisis comes, they won't just use the money to push on their own needs. So that's something that, as a culture overall, like people, we need a family, build the families. We want to lead a family together to be able to advance ourselves, not to just advance one person. It's like everybody's just lagging behind. So if in case you're gonna give your submission or work with somebody, for it to go seamlessly, you gotta be able to trust them. To be able to say, oh, for instance, I work all week, this is what I have, for instance, let us put together and do what we can do for ourselves for tomorrow, or even save it for tomorrow, or even for our children, whatever it may be.
Right. And I also think, a man showing a sense of responsibility will, encourage a woman to be submissive to him.
Yeah.
And with that, communication. Communication is definitely the key for you to be able to understand and know that this is what your partner is thinking.
I think by then, it won't be submission, probably just be y'all just working together, y'all, in love.
Like we said, being submissive means so many things.
Yeah.
Your partner can show you support. In a relationship, your husband love you unconditionally. You're in a marriage, your husband love you unconditionally and make you to be submissive. You're in a relationship, your boyfriend cares and love you and cherish you. Yeah, you want to cook and clean and do everything for him because he show you the respect. That makes you to be submissive. So today's topic was based on submissive women in Liberia and America. Women being submissive in Liberia and America. Most importantly, Liberian women, successful Liberian women, being submissive after education. Are we still able to work in a home as a woman, cook, clean, do everything that we're supposed to do, that we used to do? So today's topic was very interesting. I appreciate my co-host for the conversation today.
We appreciate you too.
Okay, guys.
You put us on the spot.
No problem. We'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.